that a major developer in town came to the council and basically said the city is not demanding enough of applicants in this city. And I'm curious if you've heard anything about that.
Well,
Position that
I
was
don't
presented to the
recall
council.
that being said at a council meeting, although it might have been. But I know that that sentiment was expressed by one of the developers that we interviewed as part of the stakeholder interviews for the general plan update.
Oh,
I don't recall who. I didn't sit in on that interview, but I was told about it later. So, go for it.
you would have heard this, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if it had been at a council meeting, you would have heard this, so I was just
Well,
curious.
it's possible that it was said at a council meeting, and I just don't remember it.
I'm just curious.
I have one last question for Charlie. The construction that's going on Park right now, that's EB Mud project at this point, correct? Or is
Right.
it, okay. I think they need to do a better job with monitoring the traffic and the construction issues, because it's not always clear the way they're coning things. Like, for example, this morning, I was going east on Park, and when I got to Hollis, I thought the northbound lane was closed. I mean, there was no sign, so I drove down the street. I got all the way down, then I saw that they had a cone. Very narrow. I mean, I don't even think it was adequate width, but and there was nobody there to really direct people. And I think that EB Mud needs to do a better job of monitoring their construction activity and directing traffic, because there's some real unsafe conditions at times.
I'll pass that on to the Public Works Director. I'm not sure how much jurisdiction we have over them, frankly, but I'll let Hank know.
But we can certainly put, and the reason I can relate to what Patty was saying is, you remember when they re-asphalted near Watergate, on Powell Street by the underpass, and what a mess that turned out.
Caltrans? Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And that was quite irritating and quite dangerous. So if those cases come in, I think it might be good for the city to at least take a look and see what's dangerous or not.
Yeah.
And what was happening, this is last week, they had a lot of equipment out there in backhoes, and they're trenching, and most people can sort of read what's going on, and they stop and they do things, but sometimes people panic, they don't know what to do, and I think we need someone out there with a stop sign so they don't crash into the backhoe, because last week there was equipment all over the street, and there really wasn't any signage to help people out that might be hesitant.
They did have stop signs up one day,
Yeah,
and then they
well-
disappeared.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean,
that was
it's
the day
right
that-
outside our front door, so
Yeah, I
we
know.
see it every day.
And then their laydown area, they have a laydown area over on Halleck, right at the warehouse at the corner of Halleck and Park, and it seems to be merging more and more into the street, and I'm a little concerned about, we've got the Sherwin-Williams semis making their wide turns, and we're going to have folks making a right onto Halleck that are going to be making wide turns because of the laydown area. And I'm just concerned about a car and a big 18-wheeler meeting each other.
Okay. All right, I'll pass
But we're
all that
very
along.
happy that this project is underway, so we don't want to hold it up.
Good.
Okay, anything else?
I have one thing that I forgot to mention during director's reports. Some of you, or maybe all of you, have heard that there is a great new book on Emeryville that was recently published.
Bought it.
Commissioner Troiting, I believe, has a copy with him tonight.
Oh,
And I have my copy that I bought from Amazon before it was in the stores.
is it the local bookstore?
But it's for sale at,
I got mine at Borders.
Borders,
I suspect it's also at Barnes & Noble.
it's Borders, Barnes & Noble, and across the street at Rudy's Can't Fail Cafe
Really?
on the counter. Yep.
And the reason I brought this tonight was actually I was anticipating perhaps the folks from the Adeline place were going to be here, and when I was at both a community meeting that was held at Retro at Home, and also I believe they mentioned at the study session a comment, well, there was something there before the money market, we just don't know what. And indeed, there was a wood frame building called Campbell Brothers, and there's a picture of it. This picture being from 1935, as they were building and constructing the MacArthur underpass there to go under San Pablo, and what's now the Mars Auto Glass, which which had recently undergone a facelift, part of the San Pablo Avenue revitalization, was something called MC Gale Inc., and who knows what that was, but there is that picture.
Is it a local person that put this together?
This was put together by the Emeryville Historical Society,
Oh, okay.
and actually, if you would like to put that on the overhead, there we go.
That is really neat. I'm going to have to get my copy.
So that's the building. That's the building that used to be where the
Mining
Adeline
Mart is.
Place project is going. Maz is here on the right,
Mm-hmm.
and then this building right here is the Gravestock building, which is still there.
And there's the construction of the underpass.
Right, this is the construction of the MacArthur.
As well as the
underpass.
streetcar. I think that may be this, I'm not sure if that's the San Pablo Avenue streetcar.
Yeah.
I think it says that.
Yeah, it is.
Or it may be the one that goes across that went across the Bay Bridge into San Francisco.
I think that was on Yerba Buena, further up. There's another, well, there's lots of great pictures in this book, but I'll just show you this one. That is
Beautiful
what used to be where IHOP is now.
Really?
That is
Right.
Joseph Emery's house at the corner of Park and San Pablo. Back in does it say? 1878.
I think it was destroyed by fire in 1946, if I remember correctly.
It was
from what it was-
moved and demolished. There's a picture of it later as it was demolished. Yeah, so that's the book.
Yeah.
$20. Great deal. Yep.
Okay, anything else? Move to adjourn?